Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to In Ryan's Room GODcast. I am your host, Minister Caula McMarion. Come on, let's get started. Again, good morning and welcome back. Today is Monday, December 29th, and today is a very special day. 8 years since my son Ryan went home to be with the Lord. And I want to start this episode by saying something I've only truly understood in the last few years. Grief and healing can coexist. They can coexist. They are not opposite. Grief reminds us of how deeply we loved, how much someone mattered, and how life changed because of their presence. Healing doesn't erase the love or the pain of loss. It teaches us how to carry it with peace, hope, and purpose. For me, my grief over Ryan birthed a ministry, a voice, a platform through which his light continues to shine. In Ryan's Room GODcast exists because of my love for him, because of my tears, my memories, and the healing God has given me along the way. So today, I want to honor Ryan. I want to dedicate this episode to Ryan McMarion. I want to speak to his life, his legacy, and the way God has used him to shape mine. And as I read this dedication, I invite you to hold both your grief, your hope, your loss, and your healing in the same space. Because both can live together beautifully, powerfully, and eternally. My dear Ryan, today marks 8 years since you went home. And somehow it still feels like yesterday and forever all at once. Grief bends time in that way. Some moments are still sharp and others are soft with remembrance. But today, as I sit in your room one last time, I feel the softness, the warmth, and the love. Not a day passes that I don't think of you. Your smile, your spirit, your gentleness, your humor, your presence, everything you left an imprint on me that nothing can erase. You made me a mother. You made me proud. You made me better even now. I'm still becoming who God has called me to become because of the way you touched my heart. People say time heals, but what I've learned is this. It's not time that heals. It's God who heals through time, and he has been faithful. When I look around this room, I don't see loss. I see legacy. I see purpose. I see a story that didn't end on December 29th, 2017. It transformed. Before this became a podcast room, before it became a place where people are encouraged, uplifted, strengthened, and reminded of God's goodness, it was simply your room. A room full of life, a room filled with your energy, a room where prayer went up, laughter broke out, and memories were made without us even knowing they would one day become treasures. And yet, somehow, God took the room where my heart broke and turned it into a room where my heart speaks. He took sorrow and turned it into ministry. He took grief and turned it into purpose. He took silence and turned it into a voice that reaches people week after week. Who would have thought that the place that represented my deepest pain would become the birthplace of In Ryan's Room GODcast? Only God. Only God. Because of this podcast, a ministry was born, a ministry that has grown from my grief into something that encourages, uplifts, and strengthens others. Every story that I shared, every word of hope, every encouragement to walk in faith and obedience is tied to the light you brought into my life. Ryan, your life didn't just impact me. It birthed a ministry that reaches hearts around the world. Your legacy is still shaping lives today. God is not intimidated by my pain. There were days I didn't know what to pray. Nights I cried until morning. Moments I felt like my body forgot to breathe or how to breathe. But God never flinched. He never pulled away. He never said, that's too much. Instead, he gathered every tear, every question, every moment of weakness, and held me close. He became the God of my valley, not just the God of my mountaintop. For a long time, I wondered if healing meant letting go of memories. I wonder if the day would come when the pain would fade and the memories would feel far away. But I understood now. Healing doesn't erase the memory, it removes the sting. Your memory is not something I ever want to outgrow or outrun. Your memory is a gift God allows me to hold with peace instead of pain. This ministry, this podcast, this work in the kingdom, this platform to inspire and teach, it was forged in the fire of pain I never asked for. But God turned it into a platform that helped others know they're not alone. Ryan, your life became a seed. And from that seed, God grew something that now reaches hearts, homes, lives, far beyond what I ever imagined. There are moments even now when I pause in this room and I can still feel you. I can still smell your scent. Now not in a sad way, but in a deeply comforting one. A reminder that love doesn't die. Love shifts, but it doesn't disappear. And now as I prepare to leave this room and follow God's leading as he locates me to San Antonio, I do so with confidence, knowing his presence would go with me, just as it always has. This room has been sacred, but your spirit is not tied to walls or furniture. No. You go with me everywhere I go, every step, every new ministry opportunity, every word God tells me to speak. Your light will shine beside me. You are forever a part of me, and nothing can change that. And so today I want to speak directly to you, my son. Ryan, thank you. Thank you for the joy you brought into my life, into my world. Thank you for the memories that still make me smile. Thank you for the strength your life gave me. Thank you for the faith I didn't know I had. Thank you for the way God continued to use your story to birth a ministry that encourages and uplifts so many others. Because of you, Ryan, my ministry has taken shape. It is your life, your love, your light that pushed me to step into purpose. It is because of you that I found the courage to speak to teach, and to share hope with others who are hurting. This ministry didn't come from a plan of my own. Glory to God. It came from a place of pain that God transformed into purpose. And you, my son, were the seed of it all. And now as I prepare to leave this room and move to San Antonio, I know your presence will go with me. This room was the birthplace of my grief and the birthplace of my calling. But your presence is not tied to these walls. You are carried in my heart, in my voice, in my ministry, in every step of this new assignment. And wherever God takes me, you will be there too. Your story didn't end. God wrote it into mine. And now through this ministry and this new chapter in San Antonio, your light touches lives in places you never walked, in hearts you never met. You are still making a difference. You are still shining. You are still here. And I promise you this, I will keep telling your story. I will keep carrying your light. I will keep honoring God with the life you inspired in me. This grief journey has not been easy. There were days I didn't know what the next moment would feel like, much less the next year. But God has carried me. He has held me. He has rebuilt me from the inside out. And now 8 years later, I stand here, not healed because I stood remembering, but healed because God restored me while I was remembering. Jesus said in John chapter 14:27, my peace I give unto you. And today I feel that peace. Not because everything makes sense, but because God has been with me through every step of this journey. Ryan, you will always be my son, always my heart, always my story, always my purpose. And though I miss you with every breath, I love you with every breath too. 8 years later, love still lives here. Hope still lives here, and so does your legacy, alive in a ministry that began in your memory, and alive in every step I take in San Antonio and beyond. This dedication marked both an ending and a beginning. As this chapter closes in Ryan's Room GODcast, we'll step into a season of preparation and obedience. We will return in spring of 2026, carrying what God has formed in the hidden places. Thank you for walking this journey with us. The next season will be worth the wait. Until then, may God continue to meet you exactly where you are, just as he met me in this room. Hold on. God is still writing your story as he's doing mine. And I want to say Happy New Year, and I will see you soon. Be blessed.